You don't know me, but my name's Rye. I'm just the start cast host, Frog. It seems like season 2 might be worth a try. So I say, let it show. I didn't even get the right season. Season 4.
Oh my god. I was saying that we can't be singing this. We're like too musical.
I played this bit like an hour ago.
You did?
Yeah, I wrote the lyrics out of my head and I got the season number wrong.
Oh my god.
I was really
You planned
excited.
This an hour ago and that's what it was?
I was really excited for it.
Well, that's...
at least this is better written than any Lin-Manuel song.
Yo, it's starting the Starcast season 4. I'm at the shore. They're on the boat. Whoa.
I'm the one in the Starcast season 4. They're off the shore, gonna do some more podcasting for the class, and we're gonna see some master classing of...
That's me, Lin-Manuel. Hi, the statue of my ass. Oh.
It's not too late to restart. That's a great chat message to get when you run up.
He's right, actually. Can you play the Patreon thing again?
Yeah, hold on. Let me just let's do this one more time. Let's do this one more time. All right, let's do this one more time. For real this time. My name is Ryan, and for the past 4 years, I've been the one and only host of Ready to Start the Podcast. I think you know what happens next.
Well, you're one of 3 hosts.
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
Okay.
Hey
everyone, welcome to Ready to Start the Podcast. I'm Ryan Ribbity. Who else is here?
It is I.
Yeah?
No, my name's not Claude. Shut the hell up. Go kill... No, I'm not gonna say that on stream.
What were you about to say?
What the what?
Hey everybody, it's me, Rosa.
I was bitten by a radioactive Claude. Is that good or bad? Is that like a good one or a bad one?
We'll figure it out. And who's our third usual?
Is that me?
Yeah.
Me? Oh!
Yeah. Hey there, it's me. Sailor CP.
Recent 100k YouTuber.
Yeah, I guess I'm in that. I'm in the echelon of like our big guests now. I think.
Yeah.
I think you could say that.
Congrats.
I'm a silver play button. Andy. No.
I feel like I could still beat you at Uno.
What?
Yeah.
Maybe, that might be true. Anyone can beat anyone at Uno. It's a beginner friendly game.
Well, you know, anyone can beat you at Uno, but also anyone can wear the Startcast mic.
Anyone can wear the mic.
Anyone can hold the mic. Anyone can hold the mic.
Anyone can hold the mic. You can hold the mic. I'm glad we're workshopping this to be the best possible joke that it can be for our audience.
When you see this joke pop up again a year from now in our next animated short, you'll love it.
Wait, what's happening here? Why is there only 3 of us here? What's happening?
So, this is the first thing we're doing. We usually run an every other week kind of schedule for Radio Starcast these past 4 seasons. But we want to do something a bit different this season. Sometimes if there's an influx of news that we want to talk about, we don't want to wait another week to talk about it where it's like kind of irrelevant. We'll do an episode that week. These won't always happen. These will not be a guarantee. There will always be episode every 2 weeks with a guest, but sometimes on very special occasions like today, you'll get a silly wacky just the 3 of us episode.
Ryan, why don't we have our names on the screen so people know who we are?
Because I made this one for the video, and I always hard bake the text into the image, and I forgot to do it for this one. I forgot we were gonna use it for real.
Ah.
Oh,
You want me to put the one with Lou I made on screen? That one has names on it.
No, we have to save that one. No, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me right now?
What? Well, welcome to the episode. Are you ready to talk about topics?
yes, I have
guess
talked
so.
about topics before.
All right.
Can we do an under 2 hours rule for these?
Yeah,
We'll try.
I mean, you could even go for like 1.5. Listen, there's a new episode of Precure. Let's hurry this up.
Oh my god, you people hate this show. You people hate
No,
me
I
here.
love the
You
show,
hate
but I
me.
love Precure more.
Well,
I wish I was watching Gremlins too.
why do we even run this show anymore?
No, come on. Let's start. What's the first topic?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you've been waiting all week for this, so let's just get right to the chase. A new Grinch video game has been announced.
Oh, right.
You know, I'm gonna say it. I've been thinking that it's really time for a new Grinch game.
Yeah, you know, it's really funny you said that. I was thinking the other day, they haven't posted on the Grinch Twitter in a bit. And that's a little suspicious, don't you think?
That's right. You know, they recently opened up a whole new studio for Grinch games.
Yeah.
And it's been a few years since the last one. You know, Grinch Christmas Escapades for the Nintendo Switch was it was a bit of a departure, but I think it's time that we get a new traditional 3D Grinch platformer.
Yeah, I'm thinking this one will be really back to basics. They tried some things the last one that people didn't really love. I think this one's going to be returned to form for Grinch. And I think Grinch fans are going to have something really special to play.
What is this picture you have for the Grinch?
That's a picture of him from the game.
It is?
Yeah.
Is that serious?
Yeah.
That looks like. Is that rendered?
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you not like it?
That looks like. Okay, that looks like when Kevin Temmer does like the fake movie things.
Oh my god.
You know, with like the realistic fur.
Yeah.
That's what that looks like.
What don't you like about this model? Come on.
It's just, why are the shadows so harsh? Like it's
Because it's a game with a really specific tone and setting it's
Why-
trying to get across.
why does he have 1997 rendering like fur technology? What is that?
I can't wait to see the open world shot for the Grinch.
Oh yeah, the Grinch standing with his Grinch Forces idle animation.
Let me get an image of this on
Hilarious.
screen. Here's the full image.
I actually I thought it was just the picture of like he posted this in our like where we post like news topics.
Yeah.
There's just that image that's like this like fruit snack box drawing of the Grinch, and it says like the Grinch Christmas Adventure. I thought that was the only image they released. of it.
Memory tokens.
That's nothing. That's almost nothing.
No, he's gonna get Cindy Lou Who memory tokens and other characters like there was that guy in the Illumination one who wanted to come to his house. The moose. Remember the moose from the movie, the Illumination one?
It was a yak.
With the yak.
So yeah,
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're above me for remembering that.
I am honestly. I care about the details.
Those little details that don't need to be there, but they are there.
The trailer for this had no gameplay, by the way, just so we're all aware.
Oh, this is one of those like we show off the beautiful CGI,
Yeah, that's what you want to call it.
and then the actual game comes out and it's just doesn't. It pales in comparison. Is that what we're getting?
It looks like something Jeff Keighley has to present at the Game Awards.
Wait, hold on. Come on. You guys don't think this one... You don't think Grinch...
Guys, I'm super excited to announce this next one. This is a very special franchise, really close to my heart. It hasn't been leaked. No one's ever heard about this. This is going to be a world premiere. Take a look.
That's that before every fucking
I'm
game.
looking for that.
It'll be like Among Us DLC. You two seem worried the Grinch Christmas Adventures won't live up to the hype. Can you tell me why you might be a little worried about that?
I think he won't have the raw sexual energy that was presented in the GBA illustration.
You know, the Grinch franchise is very dear to my heart as a video game series, and I'm just not sure if I have faith in this new development team. No, we have a few veteran programmers here, but really, it's going to take a lot to recapture the magic of those original 3 games.
I need to stop doing that. I'm abusing that right now.
We don't have it on the list to talk about this week, but between Grinch Christmas Adventures and that Avatar video game, our baby licensed video games so fucking back are.
The Avatar?
Did you not see that? They announced like an Avatar video game. Looks like it had like a $4 budget. I think we're back.
James Cameron?
No, Aang and his friends.
Oh, because the James Cameron one, that's like a real game, right?
Yeah, that one's
like,
a real game with like funding.
Yeah, that's a real game. Okay, I didn't know there was like a Last Airbender game. I didn't know that.
I want to be past the era where baby studios would make mobile games for like SpongeBob and like Steve Universe. I want to be past that era. There needs to be a 3D elemental platformer where you use half-baked water and fire abilities.
Yes, and you would have to like switch between
Yeah.
Wade and Ember. They'd have like the arrow above them. And you would like do some platforming as Wade, and then you'd walk up to like a bunch of wood that has to be burned. And then you have to switch to Ember, and she's like all the way back at the beginning. And you have to walk around and like step on a switch to reach like the platform with the wood, and then you burn it, and then Wade can go through and walk through like the water thing, and he has to go activate a switch.
There needs to be a bunch of original boss characters made just for the game. There needs to be a suspicious lack of actual characters from the movie besides Wade or Ember. There needs to be a soundtrack that has like shockingly okay songs on it for some reason. The whole gambit needs to be there for like a baby licensed platformer game, like based on a movie coming out.
When was the last time Pixar did one of those? Was it Ratatouille?
It might
No,
no,
Toy Story 3.
Toy Story 3
right.
was like the last one they made. Like the last big video game they made.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And that was like I remember that being like how you say the blueprints to like Disney Infinity.
Yeah. I'm just checking real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, no. Cars 2 probably got a video game. I'm looking at the list now. There was probably a Cars 2.
I know it got a game on the Wii.
Did Cars 3 get one?
I think it did, actually. Cars 3 might have been the
my
final
God.
one. It
Because
did.
those are like the Goo Goo Gaga, like that's the Goo Goo Gaga Pixar franchise.
Yeah, Cars 3 did get a video game because it is the Goo Gaga franchise.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm glad. I want to be past the era where like they make Pixar Match 3 on mobile phones. They need to make mediocre platformers for me to love.
Yeah, that's where the soul is.
But it
I
was
wanted to say
yeah.
the Avatar game looks like they made a Fortnite model, and then they couldn't get to Fortnite, so they just made a whole ass game.
Can we get a picture of that on the screen?
Yeah, I'll get the Avatar game on screen.
Yeah.
Can you imagine a Soul video game, like a video game based on Soul? You could play as Joe, and you walk through the like New York City, and there's like swinging raiders and stuff like that, and like there's like
Yeah, so like platform.
yeah, who would be the enemies in New York during the Sync video game, like the New York
I don't
portion?
know. Did you just say sing?
Sync,
Oh, the
whatever,
bears.
Soul. The bears?
Uh-oh.
There'd be
Yeah, the
bears.
bear gang. They'll be singing out their cronies, and then you had to fight
No,
them.
we're not. We're talking about soul. We're not talking about sing. Ryan just
Oh,
accidentally
I
said
heard
sing. Yeah, she did say sing. I'd rather sing.
there would be a made-up plot point in the video game where like the animal was like, "Oh no, the crazy dogs got out," and the enemies in the New York portion would be the crazy dogs.
Maybe there's like, oh, the evil souls have escaped the soul world, and you have to like beat up, combat them. I don't know. That's
I just
something.
love the vision of like 40-year-old normal man Joe walking around like New York City with like his suitcase swinging around for an attack.
That might actually be kind of raw. You could have like a Yakuza type kind of situation,
forget-
you know? You do,
I
like,
forget.
musical segments.
What if like he's just walking around the city, and then like he goes into soul mode, and then his little
Mechanic?
soul self, like,
Introducing Soul Mode.
What's the
That's in like the Nintendo Direct explanation of the mechanics.
what's the fucking stupid what's the baby soul in that movie's name? The one he like goes with on the adventure. She's like the tutorial character.
Tina Fey.
Yeah, Tina Fey, not voiced by Tina Fey, of course. It's like some 4Kids actor.
It's,
It's like,
it's,
Joe, you gotta press B.
it's voiced by Mina Ray.
You gotta press X on your control stick to switch to soul form.
Press the action button to switch to Soul form.
And there's a 2D reuse.
And you can see like special soul tokens.
And then there's a reused movie render for like in a circle next to like our dialogue.
This is what this. So you're saying we need more of this? Like we need
Yeah.
to bring this back
There needs
instead
to
of
be
having the like, I don't know, Disney Gotcha adventure,
the
and that's where all the Pixar characters go.
the era of Disney Gotcha Adventure is over. They need to make more licensed platformers that only vaguely tie into the movie's plot because they didn't have the full thing. And will sometimes have early versions of the movies in the games because they were made during that portion of development. There needs to
I
be
always think of the Wreck-It Ralph one of just how, like that's a movie based on video games, and the actual video game is just such a like disappointment.
it's like a shitty 2D platformer, right?
Yeah.
You can only play as Ralph
it
and
looks
Felix.
so bad.
What?
The-
Where's
The
the was it?
rap game looks so bad.
Yeah. Yeah. That one actually expanded on the story of the movie, though. It's like a sequel. It's a sequel we never got, you could say.
I'm gonna make an awesome Twitter post like, dude, this is the real sequel to Wreck-It Ralph on the Wii. The soulful
This
sequel.
is the sequel with Soul, dude.
I like the implication Wreck-It Ralph being Kingdom Hearts implies that his world fell into darkness.
Oh no, Penelope! The darkness! Ah!
Ralph.
I feel like it's been such a long time since I did a good.
Ralph.
I used to do that so much.
Wreck-It Ralph has like the most surreal implementation in Kingdom Hearts.
We've really gotten off
Because-
topic. We've like left the Grinch behind so hard. I just want to say, like we barely
He's out in
talked
the
about.
snow. He fell off the sled.
Do you remember me? This is me, the Grinch from the Illumination version. Don't I sound nasally and nasty? I'm a bad
I'm a real
guy.
mean guy.
The
I'm a mean guy if you get to know me.
I steal. I eat pickles. Look out for me.
Pickles.
That should be his catchphrase in that.
I eat pickles.
I'm
That's
kind.
a pretty sour snack.
I'm kind of rude. But
This neighbor guy tries to be my friend, but I push him off.
I'm nice to the Yak character. Too early in the movie for it to make sense for who I'm supposed to be.
He loves animals. He loves his little Max. He loves his
Oh.
secret life of pets animals.
Oh, Max, I may be a Grinch, but I love animals. That's how the audience can relate to me. Any final thoughts on the Grinch game?
It sure is the Grinch.
All right.
All right. Do we want to talk about the biggest leak in gaming history?
The McDonald's leak.
No. We're gonna talk about the Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2 Monster Energy drink leak.
Oh yeah. Speaking of the Grinch, we have a Nick All-Star Brawl sequel leak. There's going to be a sequel. What?
Crazy.
Sequel?
You know, it's been a really long time since the last Nick All-Star Brawl came.
Yeah, you know, I didn't really like the last one because it wasn't Smash Bros. But I'm excited for this new one to not like it again because it's not Smash Bros.
Oh, come on. It's gonna have soul.
So
This one will have soulful voice acting.
really funny timing on this. Literally, the day after Multiverses went offline, this got leaked.
Oh,
And it's it's definitely real. a couple of developers that worked on the previous games have very much implied they're working on the next one, like after this one came out. Like someone said, "Hey, can you put script on the next one?" to a developer. And he was just like, "Oh, stay tuned," winky face. So this is definitely real.
Okay. Do you think, I don't know, the timing of it? Do you think there's some like foul play involved?
With multiverses?
I don't know. Well, like, you know, multiverses goes away, and then suddenly, like, we're getting Nick All-Star Brawl implanted in our minds again.
Them, I don't know. Leaks are weird. I've heard of like companies intentionally leaking stuff before, so I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah, but
I think
I don't know who would be crazy enough to do that.
But I think these games are just very susceptible to being leaked. The first one got leaked and then like got a bunch of leaks within the game. So I mean,
Oh yeah, I forgot about a lot of that.
because the game, the original one leaked about 2 or 3 weeks ahead of time, I want to say. And then when the game was like coming out, Garfield got pretty hard leaked. Like his model, like got leaked. So these games are just kind of susceptible to being leaked a bit.
Yeah.
So what do you think of this next one? Like, what was leaked? What was in the what can we expect?
What can we expect from Nick All-Star Brawl 2?
SpongeBob?
That's right. SpongeBob is back. But you didn't see him coming for this game.
Yeah, so I'm gonna get the full image on screen. I have to reload all my images to find this one again. But I'll tell you who's on the box art. On the box art, there was SpongeBob, Patrick, Squidward. Not Sandy though. Sandy was on the box art. It was those three. Raphael the turtle, the red one. James Isaac Neutron himself. You could make out Garfield's ear, not Pibby. Jenny from My Life as a Teenage Robot, and then I think the weirdest one here. And I had some like things to say on this one, like specifically. Vlad from Danny Phantom, it seems to be playable, and I think he's such a funny pick. So I don't think Nick would ever pick him, right? Like the company Nick, if they were in charge of the roster. They wouldn't pick fucking Vlad from Danny Phantom as a character. This feels like such like a if like you know like Smash Bros picks characters kinda like just like whatever they feel is right kind of situation. That's how Vlad feels like he was picked, and I think that's very funny for like a licensed tie-in Nickelodeon video game. And I just wonder like how many kids know who Vlad Placimus even is, right?
I mean, I guess for like a second Danny Phantom character,
right?
I guess he makes the most sense, but it is a very like, you know, if you don't watch that show, he doesn't really have the same like staying power. He's not in the theme song, you know.
No.
And everyone remembers the theme song. Yeah.
And Cora's in the box art.
Cora! Wow! What about the tiger?
Who?
The tiger. Do you think the tiger's going to be in this game?
Who's
a lot of people wanted the tiger.
Who's the tiger?
The tiger. He goes, the tiger!
Who? What is this joke?
It's not a joke!
Who's the tiger?
Ryan. Famous Nickelodeon character?
No, who's the... Oh, El Tigre?
Yes.
Why did you describe him like that?
What? This is an English broadcast.
I'm just
translating for everyone.
What are you?
But none of us understand that.
That's why I'm translating it. I know not everyone here speaks Spanish.
No,
but
see, if you wanted to be a real Disney Plus translation, you would have just said "speak Spanish."
Oh right, okay.
El Tigre.
So he's not on this box art, but it seems very likely El Tigre is gonna be in this one. The creator of the show, like on Snapchat or something, I don't know where he said this. It just apparently did. He said like somebody asked like, "Hey, are you doing more with El Tigre soon?" And he's like, "Oh, there's probably an art book coming back, and also you might be in some Nick Brawl fighting game. Look forward to that."
Oh my god.
He just kind of point blank said like, "Yeah, that's the Tigre is gonna be in that one." I don't know if he got,
That's good.
I don't know if he was confused or something at all. If he was just joking, it doesn't seem like something he would joke or like be confused about though. Like it seems like he probably went to a meeting for it or something. Um,
He's not under NDA to say anything about it, so
yeah, and if Vlad's in this, I don't doubt that like El Tigre would be in this.
I mean,
Like
that's pretty good. I mean, thinking of like the roster, I mean, Jimmy Neutron, that's a really good pick that a
wait,
lot of people wanted.
you know what that means?
yeah.
What?
Kappa Mikey could be possible.
I don't think Cap Mike's getting in Rosa.
Oh,
Why not?
There's like 4 other meme Nicktoons characters above Kappa Mikey. They gotta put Fanboy and Chum Chum in before Kappa
You're
Mikey
right, but
even
like
crosses
Kappa
their mind.
Mikey will be such a hilarious inclusion.
Do you think anyone wants? Okay, I'll give Kappa Mikey this. He's above Tack from Tack and the Power of Juju.
he's above Tack. I think he's below Vendetta and Charlotte.
From Making Fiends.
Yeah.
I might
Sure.
agree with that. That might be true.
It's true.
I mentioned Raphael when we were doing the breakdown. Red Turtle.
Yeah. The red one.
The one.
The woke version.
Hello.
I don't know why I said that. I'm sorry.
So one thing from the box art is it appears to be using in-game models, because that Jenny is just the same model from the game. Like, I don't think they've changed Jenny's model at all. But SpongeBob, if you look at SpongeBob in particular, he's the most noticeable one. They've updated his model. His like clothes are more detailed. They changed some coloring on him a bit.
Smash 4 render versus Smash Ultimate render.
So I'm wondering if they, because I know a big thing about the previous game is people didn't love how it looked, and there was also kind of a big thing, that a lot of the base game characters don't look as good as the DLC. Like if you put like Rocco, who like has weirdly better lighting, like reflections on him compared to every other character in the game, looks like Lincoln Loud. It's pretty noticeable, like that the DLC looks a lot better. And I know Point Blank, they said at some point, if we go back, we redo Danny's model in particular.
Oh, gee, yeah.
So I imagine a lot of the base game characters from the first one are going to be redone. Danny almost certainly for sure is going to get like a pretty big rework, I imagine. Lincoln Loud will be cut from the roster, hopefully. I'm kidding.
What do you do?
Okay, what if they cut Lincoln Loud and then add in Timmy Turner?
They can only have one horrible little boy on the roster at a time.
Yeah, I mean that seems interesting. I wonder what kind of stuff they'll add or like upgrade from the first one.
Yeah,
I do. It's a cool idea, you know.
I don't think anyone's getting cut. I'm gonna say that actually. I don't think anyone's getting cut. I just don't think there'd be any reason to. Like, this is a pretty sequel coming out decently close to the previous one. You have all those like assets to reuse, and, like engine stuff to reuse. There's really no reason to be like, yeah, just get fucking rid of Helga and Nigel. Not this time.
Yeah. I hope they have a little more freedom with it. You know, because that is one thing about the original. Like, they added in voice acting pretty late, and what was it like? There was no like original lines.
Yeah, Nick
for the characters.
It seems like Nick had a specific rule. They weren't the characters in the game like weren't allowed to say anything they haven't said before. There's a few odd exceptions. Mikey the Turtle says, "Dude, I could be gaming," which is not from a cartoon.
That might be a reuse from like
Yeah, from what is it called? Vigilante Injustice.
I don't know what it is actually.
Yeah,
that might
which
not be
technically isn't from a cartoon. And then Hugh Neutron and a special hidden taunt, if you press the right button combination, will say "Thank you, Internet," which is not something Hugh Neutron has ever said. So there's a few exceptions in there. I hope they do. Even more than voice lines, I can maybe live with reused voice lines. Multiverses has put me off to unique voice lines a bit because they was bad.
What? What's wrong?
Oh, sorry. I love when Velma says, "According to my calculations, this is a crossover." I hope they like let them do better colors in alts this time. It sounds like, because we know for a fact there was supposed to be colored alts originally, and then Nick turned them down for not tying in with canon or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping this time Nick like sees like the first game got sold a lot, and like fighting games stuff like this is like a bigger thing now. I hope they generally give this team a bit more freedom, a bit more like budget. You have to let them make SpongeBob blue for an alt costume and not cancel the game because of it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do to it. I think I will say it might. I think Nick All-Star might still be more intriguing to me than Multiverses,
I agree.
just because I really like the free to play stuff in Multiverses. It's really aggressively like trying to be an esports game.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of scares off a lot of the casual player base, I feel.
Yeah.
So that's something that this game could have over it. And I wonder how they'll capitalize on it.
I feel like Multiverses, like with its roster, is a game you should really like. But like I feel like a lot about it is specifically made for you not to care about it. Like I think someone like you sees that main menu and you just leave.
Yeah, it's just not interesting. And they design it in a way where like they want you to like grind and like do competitive stuff. It's like where's like the like I don't know, where's Coin Smash, you know? Where's the Coin Smash?
Don't you love the classics mode they added 5 months after launch, where you play through 6 random stages and it's all just stays in the same UI for when you go online and there's no unique anything? Don't you love it?
I'm sure that's great if you're hosting a tournament and everything's just extremely readable and simple and you just press 2 buttons.
Don't you love that there's no local mode in Multiverses?
Oh my god. I actually do love that. I think that's a really cool feat.
You know, I wasn't feeling the always online features of Multiverses, but I gotta say,
no, whatever. Screw that.
I would describe Nick All-Star Brawl as a lot more scrappy than Multiverses, but in a way I think that makes it more fun. Feels like they're not beheld to like live up to like I think the very specific audience and standards. Like Multiverses is going for like the main game at like a FGC event. Nick All-Star Brawl is going for like a fun side event. I think is kind of like how I would describe it. Like somebody would play like Yoshi's Cookie, like a Smash event. Like that's what it's going for. In a weird way, I think that makes me respect it more. It like knows what it's trying to do.
Yeah, it's a Nickelodeon licensed fighting game. You know, it's not. It doesn't have to be like the next Fortnite or whatever.
No, it knows what it is.
Yeah.
And it's trying to have fun with it, and I think that's way more respectable than trying to... If I opened the game and there was an Overwatch menu and SpongeBob was sitting in the main menu, it was a beautiful, sleepy orchestral version of his theme song was playing in the background. If you click on him, he goes, "Let's get ready to rumble!"
If I wanted to unlock the new SpongeBob skin, I had to play the game for like 15 hours straight.
Whoa, check out the battle pass!
Wow.
It turned into Bugs Bunny.
Oh my god.
SpongeBob, look at my new skin in the battle pass. You can get
SpongeBob.
Patrick Star Show Patrick if you get level 50.
Wow, Patrick, that's pretty good. Check out my check out my Battle of Bikini Bottom skin.
Well, hey,
It looks just the same. Yeah, but look how slightly textured. No, I'm using the model.
Different model.
well, hey, SpongeBob and Patrick, did you see my new taunt in the battle pass? You'll have to grind to level 40 to get it. Good luck getting there, gamers.
Wow, someone should get the executives to shut these guys up.
Yeah, I'm glad they all start brawls with that. I'm glad it's just like, you buy the game, all the characters and modes and stages are just in the game. They'll maybe do like a couple DLC characters. That's what I like. It's really funny to me. I've thought about this recently. Every single game ever wants to be Fortnite, like with that system. And no game does it as good as Fortnite. I don't think any of them get how Fortnite is really fucking casual, is the thing.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of games trying to get that Fortnite money are trying to be really competitive too. But like, I play Fortnite like once or twice a week, like 3 or 4 matches, and I'll have the entire quote unquote battle pass finished like a month before the season ends. When I was playing multiverses, I had to like actually grind and win matches to like finish the battle pass for worse rewards. And I don't even like battle passes, but I'm just using them like an example here. Like, just every single thing doing a battle pass is so anti-casual. When I think the success of Fortnite and shit comes to the fact it's super casual.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's like you get. It's like you like even if you don't buy it, if you decide to buy it near the end, it lets you carry over that experience you gain, and you just
Right.
get everything once go. It really is like up to you. You're not missing. If you're like wanting to get the battle pass later, you're not gonna miss out. You're not gonna lose out on getting stuff because you can still at least build
No.
that up if you decide to later. And like multiverse is really just like pulling that over you.
Crash Team Rumble Battle Pass for a $40 game.
Oh my god.
I can't.
Oh, we forgot to talk about that.
All I had to say about that game is the end of service tweet 2 months from now is gonna go hard.
What live service game has taken off in the past like 3 years? Like just really made its own reputation.
Fall Guys has kind of hung on a bit.
It was up there until it went free to play and made it like merciful to like try to win anything.
Yeah, I guess Fall Guys kinda is. Guess Overwatch 2 technically, but like, I don't know how well
Yeah.
that's going for them.
That's like, we'll see. We'll see 2 months from now.
No, just to get back on topic, I'm really glad. Actually, one more thing about Crash Team Rumble. I follow so many fucking Scrimblow Bimblow game lovers. Not a single one of them has played Crash Team Rumble. That game's fucked. But yeah, back on topic. I don't like these live service games. I think they've made a lot of games less fun over time. So I'm glad the Nick All-Star Brawl team and Nick itself, because Nick itself makes a lot of like actual like games still, which they're not always like all-star games, but like I'd rather like a kid play like a SpongeBob platformer than some nickel and dime live service game, right? Like that's my
Yeah.
viewpoint. And those are
Yeah.
more fun too, like when you grow up, like look back on and stuff.
And you can actually still play it.
Yeah, if you get like a nostalgia blast. If I ever like get like a nostalgia mood, I can play Battle for Bikini Bottom still. Anyone
Yeah.
nostalgic for multiverses in 4 years from now won't be able to play it.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this about Nick All-Star Brawl 2. Which Nickelodeon All-Star that hasn't been confirmed yet would you like to see enter the Brawl?
Yeah. We've talked about this a lot. I don't remember what I have said in the past for this. And right now, Jimmy Neutron, El Tigre, assuming that happens, probably will. I mean, those are pretty good additions.
Those are really good ones. Jimmy was always the big missing one.
Uh-huh. I don't know. I guess I'm just gonna say for something that I don't know if they'll do, but like I would actually be really excited just to see like the Making Fiends characters, like Vendetta having a bunch of like monsters. I think that would be really cool to see. It'd be interesting to see how they translate that art style.
Right.
too. Yeah.
Go on, Rosa.
I definitely want to see Kappa Monkey.
Yeah. Yeah. I know you do, Rosa.
That's like that would be.
Oh, it could happen.
That's
Yeah. Oh,
that's your Gino for Nick All-Star Brawl.
that is true. But another good choice would be Oldest.
Wow.
Yeah.
What am I doing here?
Ryan, wait a second.
Yeah.
There's no like Otis vehicle in our new.
Oh
Setup?
no. I'll make it happen.
You
Do-
gotta fix that
Do
at
next
some
week.
point.
Do next week.
Yeah,
Do
next week.
Next week.
Next
What?
week.
I want
Rose has no idea.
I want
Without the Otis fan.
I want Plankton. That's the guy I want, just because I want to see how they would make it work.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's probably gonna.
Yeah.
He's probably gonna work like Bowser Jr.
Just like SpongeBob, you can add so many characters because it's like the Mario of the series,
Yeah.
and like there's like no one who's gonna argue with. Like you could add Mrs. Puff, and like no one's gonna argue with you on it.
Right.
She'll have like a grab that's like works exactly the same way she killed her husband.
It's awesome.
Right.
Uh,
Yeah, I think we probably talked about like how Plankton would be.
Look out for
In my head, I'm
cat.
thinking either like a little spider device, like the Krabby Patty thing
That'd be
he was
good.
controlling. Or with Karen. I think I'd like to see Plankton and Karen just because. I mean, how else are you gonna get Karen in there?
World
I really
deserves-
like her.
Everyone loves Karen.
I think everyone does. She's great.
Was it? I've seen some discussion about this in chat, and also online. There's a lot of weird rights stuff with Timmy Turner in video games, which is really funny to say, but it's true. He's apparently really hard to get for these crossover things, and that's why he's like been very consistently not in any of them like the past like decade. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like if he was in this game, he would have been on this box art and we would have seen him already.
Well, we don't have the full, but he could like. There's like in the bottom left corner, like maybe.
That's maybe. But I feel like if you were leaking this game, you might have focused on. He's like very focused on like Jimmy, and he's like the other big one. They like made sure to get a bit of Vlad in there. I feel like you would have implied Timmy a bit more.
You can't use any Fairly Odd Parents characters.
Apparently, from what I can gather, he can be in games developed in-house at Nick, which include things like the Roblox thing and that tennis game they're doing. But if an outside studio is doing it, like Game Mill or Ludosity, apparently there's a lot of weird rights stuff with him. Which is so.
But we gotta be honest with ourselves. Do we really want Timmy in there?
I want Crocker.
Oh shit, you're right.
I
Fuck you,
want
Timmy
Crocker
Turner.
Jr.
Oh.
What's his name? His nephew or whatever?
I don't know, Crocker nephew.
Crocker Junior.
Junior.
What is
It would be
his...
really funny if they added Timmy's dad or Foop.
Imagine you just hear like Crocker get selected and the Weemo is like, berries! And then you select Crocker Jr. It's like, berries! It's like a high pitched Crocker.
What does Kevin Crocker even sound like? You have to know, Seep.
His like nephew character?
Yeah, you've definitely watched the episode he's in.
I have, but I don't remember. I feel like the fact that I don't remember should say that it's probably Crocker's voice, but his actor is doing like a higher register. I'm gonna say that's probably what it is.
Oh, I'm Little Crocker.
You know,
He's our
Timmy
guest.
Turner's dad from YouTube. Yeah, Matt Gilvason.
Turner, I'm in this new video game. Check me out. I'm a recovery move.
Very Terrence!
What do you mean?
Ooh, Cosmo! Cosmo! My friend Cosmo.
What do you mean I'm bottom tier?
All right, any other jokes we got for this?
I could go on forever.
I hate Kevin Crocker. Aside from like having the same name as my brother, I would design characters with those kind of shoes.
I think Crocker showed a move where he sends out Kevin Crocker to walk around the stage, and he goes, "Go, mini me!"
Is he? Yeah, he's our guest. Look at him.
Hey, I'm so good to be
Kevin
here.
Crocker. Hey,
Or-
Kevin Crocker. Nice Converse, you know.
They should add Jorgen von Strangle, instead of Timmy too.
Oh, they're gonna have that new Fairly Odd Parents show.
Yeah, gonna add what's her name? What's it?
What's she called?
Hold on, let me look up.
Asian female?
No, she's African American female.
Oh, African American female. Sorry.
I forgot about that those character sheets.
I completely forgot that was even happening.
Yeah,
They
hold
put
on.
Jordan as like cis man or something like that.
Jorgen was
Cis
playing-
white.
It's the worst, man. All right, I found her. Okay, everyone. Here, check out the new Fairly Odd. Okay, imagine like Nintendo, Nickelodeon Direct. Whoever the CEO of Nickelodeon is there. Like, we got one more announcement for you guys. Please take a look. And you're in Fairy World. Oh, you're jumping up and down. You're so excited. It's Timmy. It's Timmy. He's joining the game. And then Hazel appears on screen.
Oh yeah, Hazel. Hazel's his new neighbor. She's ruining all his plans.
Oh my gosh, Hazel. Oh my gosh, Hazel, I'm a fan of your work. Talk about anime.
Do you guys like
What?
it that Hazel got in?
I think it'd be really funny if that was our sole Fairly Odd Parents representation in like a major like Nickelodeon game.
It'll be Hazel and Foop.
Yes, and not I forgot how scary she looked in all those like early promo renders.
They give him
Not even promo renders, like in concept art.
beautiful detailed eyes.
The future of animation is here. The future of animation has come to Dimsdale. I know what we're never going to see.
Dino
Never-
posted that's first Undertale.
We're never going to see cousin Dickie, whatever his name was, in Fairly Odder ever again.
Wait, what's the boy's name from Fairly Odder?
I don't know. Let me go on Paramount Plus and check. Oh.
Do you think there's still a chance for them? You think there's still a chance for the Fairly Odder characters to get in? Ooh, I sure hope so.
I think they are no longer entities in the
Like-
Paramount Corporation. I think they got written off.
Oh no, I was
The
so
rights of those
excited to
characters.
play as the Fairly Odder
Roy!
characters.
Roy's our boy!
White
Up
ageless
top, it's Roy.
Uh,
Can you
He's
imagine?
white.
They had
and
like
ageless.
the crowd chanting from Smash, and this, and when you play as Roy from Fairly Odder, it goes, "Roy's our boy, Roy's our boy."
I'm actually a little upset that show was like it
Gone.
had 13 episodes, and I don't think I think it's gone. They like pulled it from Paramount Plus and Nickelodeon's official website.
Oh,
The show's gone.
I have one big prediction about Brawl 2, actually.
Oh, what is it?
I don't. I don't think there'll be. I don't know if I want to say there'll be like a subspace level single player or anything. But I think there will be a more in-depth single player this time. I think there'll be something with maybe a bit of a story, or like there'll be individual character routes. 'Cause-
Right. I would like something like a lot of fighting games usually have that sort of thing, right?
Because Ludosity's other game, Slap City, actually has something like that. Like, they have different character routes, and there's some platforming stages in those character routes and stuff. Like, it's a pretty good, like, single-player experience. And that was something people didn't like about the first one a ton, is there wasn't a great single-player mode, like stuff to unlock or stuff like that. So I think there'll be a slightly expanded single-player mode in this game. And I think there might be some more to unlock, even if it's just, like, PNGs of characters with bios or something.
Ooh, you know what they could do?
Yeah? Yeah, uh-huh.
Imagine you have all the Nick All-Star fighters, and there's like little figurines on a board, and you have to move your figurine to choose which battle you want to do.
Oh, yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
And there could be like a special roulette that determines like the status of the battle,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
and you do that like 11 times in a row.
And it's so fun.
Oh my god, that would actually be so fun to do. I would play that exclusively.
You know, I didn't thought about it, but now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, I could see that being part of the game.
You know, I didn't think about that before. But now you said it out loud, I really hope there's a big board that you move your character figure around to and do various battles with different roulette options.
to the theater with sweat on my balls.
You're not part of this anymore!
Why are you so mean to me? What did I do?
It's Arlo.
Oh,
I'm in this
yeah.
episode now.
This is
Somebody in chat is talking about this, and also the final thing I say on this. They say Plankton is inevitable if there's a story mode, because like Vlad and Zim would be the only villains otherwise, and Shredder. It'd be Shredder too. But I don't think you have like a Nick villain team without Plankton. And then it leads me into this. I did make a potential roster mock-up because I was thinking about it. There's a few on here I could see not making the cut. And I'll say who they are immediately once I have the image on screen.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying Nick All-Star Brawls 2's villains theme that they have going on.
Okay. So this is
It helps anyone like that.
this is kind of my idea. I kind of lowballed it a bit, but I would lowball it even more. If like there had to be cuts, I would say Otis and Snap don't make it. Those were the two I say don't make the cut.
Milk me.
Milk. But this is kind of what I think might happen. I think Zuko is almost 100% coming. I don't see why they wouldn't add him. It just kind of makes sense to add.
No, you know what they should do? You know what would make a lot more sense
Yeah.
for the villain's idea? They should also add Dib. And then Dib would be on the villain's team, and then Zim would be one of the heroes.
Oh yeah.
I think that would make a lot of sense.
And the game explains it, and Dib goes, "If he's over there, I'm over here."
I think
Oh, yeah.
Lincoln will be on the villain team.
Who?
Who?
Lincoln Loud.
My
I really
sisters
like.
think they're so much better than me.
Imagining
I like the render of like Vlad.
Yeah, it's awesome T-posing Vlad from GameCube. Imagining like we haven't seen Link in all story mode, and like SpongeBob, Danny, Jenny, and like Jimmy are like in a room, like surrounded by the villains, and they're like, SpongeBob's like, why are you doing this? Like, ask our leader, and they like walk away. There's like a chair turns away for them, and then Lincoln turns around. He's like, "Till we finally meet, Nick All Stars." I've been neglected from the world because of my sisters for so long, and now everyone will know me. And then
All right.
Hugh goes, "Say what?"
Just say what? It's my favorite audio.
You know, I'm looking at that render image of Jimmy, and all I can think about is that image of Jimmy saying, "I'm not racist anymore."
Jimmy?
When I see that specific render of Jenny,
Oh,
Jimmy.
Jimmy? Why is Jimmy? Was Jimmy racist in the first place?
It just said like, I once saw image of Jimmy, that Jimmy Neutron. Above it, it just says, "I'm not racist anymore."
But
I've
yeah,
never seen that.
I've never seen that
It
either.
was a long time ago.
Okay.
But yeah, this is about what I think I would expect. Again, if there's not gonna be a ton of newcomers, like I only went for like 8 newcomers really. If there's even less than that, I would probably say Otis and Snap don't make the cut. I don't think there's any rights problem with Otis, so I mean, like, just go for it. Let him go milk me.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Milk. Okay. Any final thoughts
Brian,
on Nick
just
Brawl
read it to
2?
me.
No.
I hope we see like Guano.
Guano from
Yeah.
Kappa Mikey?
Yeah.
You're the show's only fan.
But you know their names too. So what does that make you?
Your girlfriend?
Yeah, your girlfriend. Yeah, I
That's
hope
true.
I hope Tak dies and he's not in this game. Well, that was a little sus of me to say, but speaking of sus, Among Us is getting a cartoon
That
series.
transition was so bad. That sounded like a transition you would edit in afterwards.
I'm gonna go
to make it
die.
more smooth. What?
Among Us is getting a cartoon, and it's being head by Owen Dennis of Infinity Train.
What a wild announcement.
Yeah. What do you think, Kevin? Croc. Sure.
Oh, I loved Infinity Train. I was doing hashtag renew Infinity Train on Twitter. So I'm really happy to see Owen Dennis get another shot. Hopefully, if this succeeds, they'll see the demand for Owen Dennis products and renew Infinity Train.
I think that'll happen too, Kevin Crocker.
Thank you.
Can we put him down? Wait, it's being animated by Titmouse?
Is it?
Wow.
That's cool. Do we even know when this is gonna air or be put on?
I think it's by CBS, right? Is that what they said? I don't know. I might be wrong about that. I'm just going off memory.
But yeah, there is an Among Us. You look at Among Us cartoon. There's so much YouTube parodies. I need the actual one. It's gonna be impossible to look up now because there's so many Among Us animations on YouTube. All right.
Uh-huh.
Okay, it looks like it's in the work at CBS Studios. Yeah.
All right. What else have they specifically made? Because that's Paramount, isn't it?
I think so. So this might be on Nick.
I've heard. I think there was some. I think Owen Dennis was talking about some of the things he was involved in, and he said he was working on 2 adult comedies.
Then I think this might be Paramount Plus then, probably.
Okay. I mean, most stuff gets shoveled on. They're doing everything they can to make that a
Yeah.
worthwhile service.
But yeah, what do you think of Owen Dennis of Infinity Train doing a Among Us cartoon?
You know, I wasn't sure what to make of it at
Send me
first,
your
but
real opinion.
It's okay.
I'm gonna choke you out, Arlo.
I don't know. I'm curious. Like, we have very little information about it, and it's interesting because Among Us isn't really a game with a strict story. It just has a lot of like themes
Yeah.
that you can see how you could make a story out of it, but it's kind of something you could do whatever you want with it. Really, like they could play this as like a straight like sci-fi like horror story. It would probably still work if you incorporate enough of like, I guess, the spirit of the game and like what playing it is like.
Infinity Train is like very like quirky, but with like horror, scary stuff in it, and I think this will probably take on kind of a similar tone, like this humor and kind of lightheartedness, but like there'll be like dark moments, kind of shocking stuff like in between those.
Yeah, I think that honestly might be. That could be pretty good.
Yeah.
I would like if. I'm wondering like what the visuals of it would look like. Do you think it'll just look like, just the standard like Among Us like art?
I
like the
could
promotional art.
I could see them wanting to do that, but I think it'd be really bold if they didn't do that. And like we saw like them outside the suits, like when they put on the suits, it's kind of like human form versions of like those suits, but like it's hard because like those suits are like so iconic to the game that like it'd be weird not to have them, but at the same time, depending on the tone they're going for with this, it'd be weird. Like they looked like that.
Yeah, because it's a very like simple stripped down style for like super simplistic animation. And that'd probably be good for like some kind of like variety sitcom style thing.
Yeah.
But I do want to see them kind of play into the horror, like you said, and it'd be an interesting challenge to see how they could sort of bulk up the designs a bit without taking away like the recognizability of it. I think there is a possible middle ground. I would really like to see if they could pull it off.
Yeah, Owen Dennis, I mean, if you see the Infinity Train, he loves his dark, weird, creepy stuff. And I think it'd be a bit of a shame if you got him specifically to do an Among Us cartoon and you didn't kind of play into that a bit.
Right.
And he loves characters too. Like if this showed like, I don't know, I just maybe it feels weird to maybe like degrading of Among Us to say this. I don't know if I could realistically be attached to characters who look like the Among Us crewmates, right?
There's been too many Friday Night Funkin' Five Nights at Freddy's parody crossover videos.
Yeah, if this is a show with like actual characters, like the characters can't be Among Us with hat kind of thing, right? Like like design wise, there's gotta be a bit more to them.
I like this idea in chat where it's saying that if they have more humanoid designs, like the beans could be in like stylized segments.
Right, that could work.
I think that'd be very easy to do. Like you see like drawings of like the characters maybe. Yeah.
And I don't need to look like super detailed. This doesn't need to look like my friend Superman and me. Kind of thing.
Yeah.
But like it's gotta be, for me at least, like on the level of something like Solar Opposites or Final Space, like in terms of like art design. Like it's gotta be on that level at least for me, I think, to be engaged with like an Owen Dennis version of Among Us kind of cartoon.
Right. I get it. Yeah. So I'm interested. I'm interested to see how this turns out. I think it'd be I'm gonna predict that it's definitely gonna have some kind of like overarching story.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you get someone like Owen Dennis. What else do you do? And I think it could be good. Yeah, I don't know. I guess that's all I have to say about it. Really, we don't have much at the moment.
It really is just that name attached to it that I think is really adding. Because if they just announce Among Us cartoon, like, okay, whatever, they'll just do some quirky shorts or something.
Yeah.
But the fact they dropped that name with it
In the announcement, yeah.
That's what really like changes this for me. Like that makes it go from like okay, this will just be something cute on Paramount Plus or like whatever, to like, oh, this might be actually something.
Imagine if this is like actually just really good, like legitimately.
I mean, the setup for Among Us, like I know it's a meme game, whatever. 4-year-olds play it, so it's a meme game. I know that, but like the setup for it is like a time-proved setup for like fun.
Oh yeah,
sci-fi plots.
One of the most like beloved horror movies of all time. Yeah.
So I mean, the setup is there for something really interesting. The showrunner is there for something really interesting. I really hope it's more like I hope they're doing something fun and crazy with it, I guess.
Yeah. Right. And like someone said, I saw someone point this out. This would never happen, but it'd be so funny if Jerma got a voice role in this show.
Oh my god.
You should be
I
the
think it'd just be so appropriate.
first guy who dies.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I bet no, that like CBS is gonna send him an email and he's never gonna read it till like 6 months later. When he finds out that that he had a chance to be on the Among Us show. I feel like that's the most likely outcome if he is even in consideration.
Can I talk about Pikmin 4?
Let's talk about it.
That's your ulterior motive. Like, oh yeah, we're gonna have like in between off weeks with no guests really, just to talk about small. No, you just wanted to talk about the new Pikmin game.
Okay, well, I got to play. I want to talk about Nick Brawl also.
Okay, so too self-indulgent.
Yeah.
Let's all humor Ryan. No, I'm messing. What's new with Pikmin? What's new?
I'm driving this boat into like that sea storm over there. We're all gonna drown.
What? Don't do that. What's wrong with you?
No, Ryan,
It's not that serious.
I can't wait.
Don't do that, Ryan. It's me,
You're scaring little Kevin. You're scaring him.
He goes,
We could like draw him out the vault if you want.
no. Don't
I
throw
mean,
me off
like,
the
what's
boat.
stopping us from doing that?
I'm so
Like
lovable.
what, morals?
No, I'm so lovable.
Lack of splashing sound effect. Can we get that?
I'm kawaii. Do you think I'm kawaii? All right.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes. The Pikmin 4 demo, released. How long ago was that? 2 days ago now? Yeah, 2 days ago now. People are crazy.
Stop.
It has simultaneously made the wait for Pikmin 4 harder and easier, I think. Because now there's something I can that really lets me get my hands on the game. It's a meaty demo. It's about 4 hours long in terms of like amount of content within the demo. This is the start of the game, the first area in its whole, basically. And there's no road like mapping or like blocking in this demo. Like oh no, you have to stay within the demo area. No, the entire first area is just kind of yours. So it's a very meaty demo.
Yeah.
I think start off. I'm gonna talk about the one thing I think people have a super problem with it so far. The tutorial in this demo is maybe a bit ridiculous, I'll admit. And when the game comes out, it's probably gonna be less of a problem. Because like, you know, the demo will be like an hour of like a 12-13 hour game at most.
Right.
And you can skip it. Like you can very easily skip it.
And plus, like, your progress in the demo will like carry over.
Yeah. But I find the demo, the tutorial stuff, I do admittedly find it a bit weird. Because there's a segment at the start where you play as Olimar for a bit, and the game very naturally teaches you all its mechanics, like right there. And then you go to like play as like your character, and then it does like another tutorial, like basically the same stuff but slower.
Uh-huh.
And I think to some extent I get it. Pikmin is not like a very normal game. It's got a lot of weird mechanics. I think people new to the series could be very easily confused by. So I get why they'd want to like do these very in-depth tutorials, but like it's a bit much, I think. Like it goes on for a while and they stop you in your tracks a lot. But luckily, once you're out of that tutorial, the game really opens up, and I'm hoping once like the rest of the game will keep that up. It opens up a lot. You can do pretty much anything in any order you want. The first time I played through, I like checked Twitter, and like so many people saw things I just didn't see on my first playthrough, because the game caps you once you get like 15,000 sparkly and then the day ends. And I saw a bunch of stuff people didn't see. I've seen it all now because I've played like 5 times. It's kind of interesting. I think this game could possibly alienate a couple of old school fans, because it does a lot of different things. It does a lot of new things. It does some things I think maybe longtime fans could maybe like be put off by it. I could get that.
They made Olimar gay.
Made Olimar gay. They retconned his wife and made him gay. But I think for me, I like that all the Pikmin games are very different, and this kind of just continues that trend. This one I would describe as a lot bigger and a lot more open. There's not a ton of road blocking in this one like previous games. Like in the first 2 Pikmin games, your first day would be spent you usually standing there and waiting for your very small amount of red Pikmin to carry something back to your base. That'd be pretty much it. And then the next day, like the first 3 days of Pikmin 2 are all tutorial shit, pretty much. But in Pikmin 4, once you're done with the tutorial, you can do pretty much anything in any order. One of the things I find interesting about this is I felt like the game is very low key when you find new Pikmin types, because in previous games there'd be like a dedicated set piece, like, oh, this is kind of the yellow Pikmin onion set piece, like where you find them. This is the blue Pikmin set piece where you find them. But in this game, there's not really a set piece when you find Pikmin, because you can find them whenever you want and however you want. So like there's 2 caves that have yellow Pikmin in them, or you can get them through the onion, like in the overworld, like the yellow Pikmin onion. So like there's kind of options for like how you want to find them. Within the demo, you can't find blue Pikmin in any of the caves, and there's no reason to get them in this demo because there's no like water obstacles really. You need to pass the water obstacle to even get them. But if you play like really smart and fast, you can get blue Pikmin earlier than intended.
Yeah.
The game intends you to, and it's intentional. And I think that's really interesting. There's a lot of design choices that are kind of designed around the day is yours. Do what you want with it. You can move your home base around, and I wasn't sure how I was gonna feel about that at first, but it's a really interesting mechanic to like update where your Pikmin have to return to in real time to kind of like maximize your day potential. It's really interesting. I could see a lot of people being put off by some of the new choices. And I think the demo maybe like confused some people because it's a very early part of the game. It's very easier. It's very tutorialized. But I think when we played from like the actual part of the game, I'm very interested to see where it goes from there.
All right.
And
What?
I want to say, like, you also want to give my thoughts on Pikmin.
Yeah, you played it too.
Yeah, I played it too, and it's like it was really, it felt really good to play once I get my hands on the tutorial. It's like, whoa, and like I to be honest, I wasn't paying too much attention to the tutorial. It's like, oh, I already know what's going on here. I could do this. So I missed the memo about like Ochi being able to work as like a second captain while also having better limitations.
Right, because what on like the second or third day, Ochi gets a bit bigger, and then you could basically use him as a captain. Yeah,
Yeah. Yes, the difference between the captain and Ochi is that Ochi can do their dash, and the captain can climb some
yeah,
obstacles.
yeah. There is like a separating captain system, like the first two, like second, two, and three. But it's not quite the same. Both you and Ochi have like limitations. You'll need to like meet up still to
Yeah.
like get things done.
Yeah, so I also didn't get the memo about like adding in the shortcuts to like switch to Ochi. So it's like, ugh, I was annoying myself. I like just switch holding down Y and then switching.
Yeah,
It's like
the
doing that.
game only very briefly mentions you can like assign things like the D-pad, like switching and like dismissing.
Mhm.
I don't know if I love that. Because I feel like the things I think I want access to immediately, like the things everyone wants access to pretty fast, like dismissing and switching. I think those should just fit on the D-pad. Really,
Especially since they're like are like been natural features since the beginning.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, Ochi is very interesting. I think people going into this were really worried he was going to be overpowered. And he's not, because you have to power him up. He starts off really weak. Like, you can ride him from the start, but if you're riding on him, battling gets a bit harder because you can't automatically rush Pikmin. He can't swim at first. So, like, there was worry like he was gonna negate blue Pikmin a bit, but he can't swim at this point in the game. You had to like unlock that. And there's a few things people thought he was gonna be able to do that he can't. You had to upgrade him, and even then, when he gets that strong, Ochi is only one Ochi. You can't like split Ochi up like the Pikmin. So you had to like use Ochis wisely. Like, okay, do I want to use do I want to have Ochi with me, or do I want to bring Ochi with me, or do I want to send Ochi to like carry something back because he's like really powerful? Like you had to kind of decide on that like on the fly, which I think is really interesting.
Yeah, just like a lot to think about. It's like, okay, I could leave Ochi here, but then I mean I have like the ability to traverse this area, and et cetera, et
Right.
cetera. And also like Ochi being an additional 3, being able to carry like 3 more than like Pikmin is really helpful, but it's also like
You can get up
negates.
you can get up to 20 like in the demo at least.
Yeah,
Um
it's very interesting.
yeah, OG, I was worried about OG too, but I think play the demo. I think a lot of my concerns are relieved. Like I think OG is gonna fit in finally. KUs are back, and that's interesting. They're not quite like 2. I think there was discussion how they'd be. They're a bit shorter on the whole. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case for most of the game, if they're a bit shorter on the whole. But the payoff is there's more of them. There's like I want to say like 6 or 7 in the first area alone.
Right.
And they're all like intentionally designed this time. They're not randomly generated, so there won't be walls for you to dig down that lead to nothing, which was very common, in Pikmin 2. And these early ones are easy because this whole area you're in is basically like the Garden of Hope, like the first game. Like it's supposed to be like a very safe, easy area to learn things. I'm curious if it'll get harder later in the game, and I have reason to believe it will get harder later in the game from things that might have been accidentally spoiled to me, unfortunately. Don't check r/Pikmin. They're posting data mine stuff with no hesitation.
Oh, what I want to ask is like, I'm also very, I was gonna say, very interested in like how the day days play into your completion and your need to do everything quickly. Because when I was playing, I was trying to fix up like one of the ladder path across the water, but Ochi was the only one that could get across, and I didn't get the memo again that the ice Pikmin can freeze the water. But even then, I didn't have enough. So like, okay, let me try to get the blue Pikmin this way. So I left Ochi to do it on her own, while I just go and try to get like this pumpkin. It was kind of just limiting me to
Hmm.
like what I can do, and it took me like a day or 2 to do it. And I'm just wondering, like, there might have been a faster way to do it. But I also wonder, like, how does the days factor into like completion, and I need to like do it as fast as
You
possible.
have unlimited days, but Pikmin kind of naturally drives you to do it as fast as possible.
Yeah.
One interesting thing that I forgot I was gonna say. What was I gonna say? Christ, I had this like on the tip of my tongue. I was so excited to talk about it. Oh, okay. One interesting thing about this game is I think it combines the gameplay loops of 1 and 3 and 2 pretty well. Just 2 in 2, in my opinion, I think the overworld gets neglected really badly. And it's a shame because I think the overworld parts of Pikmin are fun. But I like the caves still, but they tend to go on a bit too long. They kind of negate the kind of managing your time parts of Pikmin I really like. And I think this game strikes a nice balance, because caves are shorter, for one. A lot more on the overworld compared to 2. And time moves a bit when you're in caves. You can't, like, completely stand still in caves. Like, time moves at 1/6, which is still not a ton, but, like, it's better than, like, none. Like in Pikmin 2. So there's more time management, which is, I think, my favorite part of Pikmin. I'm looking forward to that because I like time management in Pikmin.
Yeah.
I'll say this. I don't want to say anything I saw on those data mines. I didn't see too much. I managed to like hop off before I noticed what was going on. I got spoiled in like one thing, like one enemy in particular. I would have liked to be surprised by, but that's about it. But I saw like the relative number of enemies in this game. It's in the hundreds. I think there might be 100 enemies in this game, like like near that or more. And that's why I think later parts of the game will probably be harder. It looks like there's a lot of fucking enemies in this game.
You know, boy, I can't wait to like see the new enemies and like what enemies they brought back. Because when I was in one of the caves, I threw a Pikmin at like that one circular rock enemy. It's like, oh, cool, it's cool. This is no problem. It's not really doing anything. And then it falls over and kills like my red Pikmin before it died.
Right. That's the thing. Like the Wollywogs would do originally is even after their HP was gone, if they were in the middle of an attack, they would still do it, and they would still kill your Pikmin anyway. And that enemy does this in 3 and 4, I mean, which I think is really funny.
Yeah, I can't wait to see even more fucked up enemies.
Yeah, there's a lot. I didn't look at the list fully in depth, but I want to say pretty much, I would say a good 80-90% of the enemies from the first 3 games are back in this one. Like that many on top of all the new ones.
Wow.
The website also gives us a bit of a look at the night mode. And in the night mode, I was wondering how they were going to handle this, because they kind of confirmed glow Pikmin are like the Bulbmins of this game, because they're immune to all elements. I was wondering how it was going to work. It looks like at night, only the eating enemies are out, which they won't be immune to, which is interesting, because you can earn them as a reward to take into caves. You kind of have to get through this hard thing to get like cave advantage, which I think is also interesting. One more thing about the game. I could go on. I'm gonna limit myself a bit. I like that the characters you rescue kind of hang out with you in the hub world you get. I love expanding hub worlds. Always a lot of fun. Like Mario Galaxy 2 has that, where like you get more people to like ride on your ship. In this game, it's something like that. Like all the people you rescue in caves, even they like will have like a design, like a character, and like you get to like it's like a character. What? No way!
Wow, it's like character.
Yeah, they get little characters in the hub world, and they'll have like features they can do. Like one of them's like the Picklopedia guy. Like that's how you unlock the Picklopedia. He like hangs out in your hub world. One of them gives you like a mission, like to like bloom like 100 flower Pikmin. I like that. Night mode's on the demo. That was just on the website. I like this little hub world you get. And again, even though there's a lot of text and I got kind of annoyed with it, I like the characters themselves. I think they're all very fun and quirky. And they're doing stuff. There's characters and they're doing stuff. They got names and designs. You like that?
Yeah, it was alright.
It's crazy.
They talk.
And they got unique designs. Ow! And they give you missions.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe this is happening.
And there's he's still my beating puppet heart. An upgrade system. Oh, they listened.
Alright.
You all like that? But yeah, I love Pikmin 4 from what we've played so far. I'm very excited to play more. The 3-week wait is gonna be unbearable.
For
Uh-huh.
real. That is so good. What I was gonna say about it.
Hmm?
There was something on my tongue, a tip of my tongue. There was something interesting.
Perhaps a Pikmin
The
berry?
clay, the material collecting. That one is really interesting.
Material girl. Yeah.
Yeah, you could like collect like these little. They were crystals, right?
Yeah. Crystals.
Yeah,
Of
you get from
course.
defeating enemies, from finding some treasure, from going on the ground, and you can use it to like. It's like to help either upgrade Ochi, get some gear, or to build some bridges.
Right. They've changed the bridge building mechanic in this one, which has always been a thing in the series. Because originally it'd be like there's set bridge spots, and in the Pikmin 3 it was like there's set piles they bring the things to. But in this game, it's like you collect materials to build the bridges, which is interesting.
Like you have at all times access to like building the bridges. The question is you have the material, and if you want to use the material, or you want to save them up, or if it pushes you to like even try to find your best to find even more crystals.
Crystals, yeah. Stop. I'm sorry.
Just did that.
You know, I remember someone saying this, but someone once said that like this is like Donkey Kong 64, but like well balanced.
Oh, so that means you're gonna like it because it's like Donkey Kong 64.
Oh, I already loved it.
Oh, I love it too. I'm the new guest on the show, by the way. I heard those crystals.
So make,
Get him out of here.
Oh,
We don't.
I love Neo Cortex, or I'll destroy your crystal coconuts.
yeah. We don't want you here.
Make him walk the plank.
Put him in the jar.
Yeah, we don't want you here anymore. We hate you.
Is that Milo?
Yeah, Milo's here too now.
Oh.
Milo, I didn't know you could hate.
What other characters could be on this pirate ship? What other characters do you all want to be on the pirate ship? SpongeBob, we gotta make him walk the plank. Hey, Meatbag, we gotta make him walk the plank.
Wow, he's gotta walk the plank.
God, he's gonna
Bobby,
walk the plank.
Bobby, look, check this out. He's gonna walk off the plank. Bobby, he's
Oh my
gonna walk
god.
off the
Oh
plank.
my god,
Bobby.
he's walking off the plank.
Homer, he's walking off the plank. Homer, we have to stop him from walking off the
He fell off the plank. He's gone. No more Cortex. No more Cortex on the boat, sorry. Next topic! What's that?
Did you add
Well,
a
I-
smooshing sound effect just like just for this? That's
I'm-
overboard? What is
It
pot
sounds
bread?
like he got eaten by.
Oh, God! Ryan! Oh, that was my science project! Oh, it's due tomorrow!
Oh no, I brought to receive science project, but I can frame Ryan for it. And he leaves like a note that says Ryan did this, like to the class.
Ryan. What was that?
What was
for
what?
my whole... Ryan, you have to make this up to me.
Yeah.
How are you gonna make this up to me? You ruined my science project.
I'll be your personal servant for 1 week.
Uh-oh. I wonder what wacky hijinks could result from this conundrum.
And scene. Good job, everyone.
Alright.
You ready to answer some Patreon questions?
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
All right.
They paid us.
Here's one from Dino Fuzz related to what we just talked about. Which Pikmin do each of you kin?
Orange.
That's not a Pikmin color. You said
Put the onion for it appeared in the game.
you said literally like the only color possible that hasn't been in Pikmin. Are you?
Put the onion though. The onion though. Remember the onion in the cutscene?
No, you have to do a real answer. Or I'll kill you.
Okay. I don't know. Let me look at all of them. Yellow has ears.
That's true.
Maybe yellow. Yellow or the pink ones? I guess. Yellow.
Okay. What about you, Rosa?
The poison Pikmin.
The poison Pikmin?
Yeah,
Okay.
I feel like I could poison people, no problem. And they eat me, then I poison them.
right, that's good. I like Red
Also-
Pikmin. Oh, go on.
I was gonna say in that one Pikmin short, there was like that white Pikmin trying to like knock down like a bean or something.
That's
Uh-huh.
good. I like Red Pikmin. I think they're kind of butch.
You're sure.
Okay. You're kind of a blue Pikmin, honestly, Ryan.
You think so?
No offense.
Aw, man. There's like 5 YouTube videos on how useless I am.
Oh.
Ah, Red.
Well, what about you, Kevin Crocker? Kevin Crocker.
I feel like a boogman because I'm special and unique.
You. All right. Okay. That was satisfactory.
You want to hear my season 1 Fry for Futurama impression?
Okay.
All right. Back, Red.
This is the worst birthday ever.
Icy wiener. Red.
Don't be kidding me. What's that? 9/11?
Do you think he ever found out?
What?
9/11.
Right?
Yeah.
I bet it. Did he?
He could really just go back in time and stop 9/11.
Imagine
I mean-
a scene where he walks in like a Leland Bender. He's like, "Turn on the TV! Did you guys hear on 9/11?"
But it's happened like 1,000 years ago already.
It's like, right? That was 1,000 years ago. They've made 30 movies about it now. Yeah, be back. You can go on the VR 9/11 ride.
There should be a joke about that. Like,
Oh,
farts
you-
where it's like,
Yes, of course. There's been 9/11, 3/11, and recently 13/11.
something like that.
Hermes like goes like 13/11. And he like puts like his hand on his like heart, like looking down sadly.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Back ride.
I mean, that is a topic that happened since in between episodes, isn't it? Is it? It is, right?
Yes. I guess we should.
No.
You know, I just realized they dropped a new trailer for that show. We could have talked about that.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Talk about that real quick.
Yeah, sure. I mean, that's worthy of this little
Yeah.
in between episode.
I don't have a visual for it. I forgot. Yeah, the new trailer for Futurama dropped. I gotta say right off the bat, it's impressive how exactly the same it looks like visually. Like they have
Yeah.
not changed it at all.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised by that, but like also like I don't know what I was expecting. I wasn't really expecting it to look different, but it is just interesting just how it just kind of looks like it never left. You know?
Yeah, because like Matt Groening's other shows, The Simpsons and Disenchantment, both have beautiful movie shading in them and like HDness to them. But like Futurama looks like the exact same as it did like on Comedy Central, pretty much. Like it has not changed at all.
I
Uh-huh.
guess you could say it was always in the future. Rama.
Yes, we could say that. All right. But yeah, there was a new trailer for the new Futurama season. Honestly, I think it looks pretty fun.
Yeah,
Like-
there's a very long and understandable debate to be had about whether this even needed to exist in the first place, and I think there's definitely a discussion to be had about like why did this need to be brought back like in the first place. But like ignoring that for 1 second, I do think the trailer looked pretty good, honestly.
Yeah, yeah. I can't lie. I won't lie. It kind of seems. I don't know how much this is the case. It kind of seems like, they kind of reached a point, like where every time the show would end, they kind of always had like other things ready for if it didn't,
Right.
like if it wasn't the actual end. So it feels like, I don't know. It almost feels like maybe they had some lingering ideas because there are a few things that seem to like be follow-ups on earlier plot threads that never really went anywhere
Hmm.
in the original show, or like revisiting ideas. I don't know. It just seems, it just seems fun from that trailer. I mean, it's a kind of a short trailer. There's a lot of jumping around and editing in it,
Right.
so it could just be that. But from what they've shown, it looks fun. Kind of looks fun.
I seen some worries about like the more modern stuff in the show, and I do have my worries about those too. But I'll also say I think people sometimes forget the original run of the show was very modern future too. Like it was very like
Topical.
yeah, like a lot of the pop culture stuff in the show like back then was pop culture from that time.
Yeah, like one of the biggest running motifs was having like the celebrity heads,
Yeah, yeah.
and like like that was basically their excuse to do like dated or topical sort of references even at the beginning. But I guess I get the concern because
Right. I think I said this somewhere. The bigger problem with like the pop culture modern stuff in the Comedy Central run was just like the episodes attached to them just were never good. Like they just weren't written well. Like conceptually speaking, I don't think the idea of like the iPhone episode, like these like iPhones, like the worst thing ever. Like I think you could have maybe just something fun with that. It's just like the episode attached to it is like awful. And
right, yeah,
they would sometimes pick weird things like Yo Gabba Gabba. Like I'll say right off the bat, I don't even think the idea of like a COVID episode is like a bad idea. Because like
no,
COVID's not something that's gonna be dated. That's gonna be in history books. Like
yeah,
so
exactly.
That's
Yeah.
never.
And I
Gonna,
mean, like
that's never gonna fall out of fashion.
exactly, and just like I think just the topic of like I don't know disease that feels like a very interesting thing to tackle from the lens of like a future. I mean, they've done similar things to that already. So this is just kind of a more topical take on it, which could be fun. It could be. Maybe it'll be really unfunny and like a lot of it will be like dated jokes that we've heard on late night shows for the past 4
I
years.
can't wait for
I
the
don't know.
Futurama reboots Kovifi joke.
Yeah.
I think
Oh yeah.
I think what would help spice up the Futurama reboot is that they let them say fuck every once in a while.
Like Clone High did, where like in like the latest season they'll just say like fuck every once in a while.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know about that, but I'm just saying, I feel like there are moments in Futurama where this character would just say, "What the fuck are you talking about, Bender?" Or like, "What the fuck are you talking about, her?"
I think
Deliver.
I think Leela should be like granted one fuck per season.
Oh yeah,
Like-
absolutely.
Like,
They
I
have
feel
a
like that's,
BoJack
like,
yeah.
clause.
I feel like that's like natural to these characters to just say, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
True. I mean, they're owned by Disney now, so
The one like very modern pop culture thing I'm worried about from the episode list is an episode called Zap Gets Cancelled. And I'm just gonna say it, I don't think anything ever has done a good canceled episode. No matter how they tackle it, what side they're on, they're just never good.
I feel like the only way a cancel episode can work if that they were actually aren't like trying to tackle the episode, tackle the subject, and just like doing what the fuck whatever.
Right, yeah.
I don't know.
What do you think?
I'm just thinking like Clone High led with that canceled episode, and I think it made people think the new season was worse than it actually was because it was just not a good episode. I'm thinking about all the shows that have done canceled episodes, and they're just never good.
Yeah,
Get
I-
canceled.
we'll see. I mean, this does hopefully have an advantage of just funny characters.
Yeah.
Like Zap is a funny character, and he's kind of already kind of suited for that kind of story. It just kind of depends on I don't know. It depends on how topical exactly they'll get it. Like maybe it is I don't know. I have no idea.
Didn't Zap technically already got canceled?
So
Yeah, I imagine they'll probably lean more into like a more contemporary take on what that looks like for like celebrities in the modern day or influencers or whatever.
didn't Gumball have a canceled episode? They did, and and it's an episode that's so bad. I think it's like changed the reputation of the show online in some places.
Technically, it did. Like, it was the one where, like, he calls himself a social justice warrior
Yeah.
towards the this girl.
That episode is so bad. I like I said, I think it's literally like made people think Gumball is something that's not always online. That episode, I've rewatched some of the like later episodes recently. That one is such a weird outlier. I don't know why they made it.
Yeah.
We had to. Gumball needed to tackle this subject. We needed Gumball. Gumball was here when no one was. He
a
had
white warrior.
my tentacle.
Our cis-het no, Gumball loves Sweet Loaves, and he's not white. He's not a white warrior.
Honestly, not even that episode. That one scene, that one tweet that posted that one scene. I bet if that one person did not post that,
right?
like.
The episode's a bit out. I'll say like I've seen the episode. I don't think it's very good even in context, but out of context, it makes it look a lot worse than it actually is. Because Gumball is presented as being in the wrong in that scene for what he's doing, like later in the scene, but they always cut off before that.
Yeah, but it's also like
It's
just
bad.
weird. It's weird commentary. It's weird. It's
just
very
made
weird.
that line, like, annoying to be around, because then you're gonna have someone quoting it unironically and more or less like in a debate. It's like, oh yeah, well look at this, and
It
and
kind
like
of
that's something you're gonna look at, and it's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
reminds you when Futurama would try to do like a gender feminist episode, but the entire
Oh my
writers' room
God.
was full of men.
I know. I know you have a lot to say about that.
I think the Futurama writers truly believe they're feminists, but it's also a writer's room of men. So they write amazing lines like "You go gorilla," and they invented the gorilla to wear makeup, and it's the worst joke in the entire show.
I wonder how that is gonna go, because that, I mean, like the Futurama gender episode is kind of like a staple of the series.
You know, that
When you
doesn't,
think about
it doesn't have to be. They don't want.
It doesn't have to be, but I'm wondering, like, do they still feel compelled to? You know?
I know they have new writers. Like the last Comedy Central run they didn't get new writers. It was all like the same ones. But this one is gonna have new writers. So I mean, if they're doing it again, I'm hoping these younger, newer writers will bring a better perspective to that. Hopefully.
Yeah, I don't know. That is an interesting thing to bring up. Like, I wonder how that will feel for the show to have, like, I don't know, some new perspectives in there.
That is something I'm about. I think getting new writers will probably do a lot for the show. Hopefully, and I do think Futurama has always kind of covered this kind of. There will be some sort of LGBT themed episode in this season, gender, gay equality themed episode, whether we want it or not, and hopefully it'll be good.
Maybe we'll have our first pro-trans Futurama moment.
Our first
Maybe we'll have. Maybe Bender will become a Romo.
They should just have title episode. Sorry for Bender. It's like not related to the plot of the episode anyway. It's just called that. Like, sorry for Bender. That one was bad. I don't think I've ever seen a Futurama like ranking episode that didn't have that episode like at the bottom or near the bottom. That's like the worst episode of that original run. It's really bad. It
really is. I got no like jokes or anything. That just straight up is like, that's just not even fun to watch. You know,
it's the equivalent of that one Simpsons episode where like Selma marries like a guy pretending to be a lesbian. It's like, oh no, not this one.
Oh, yeah.
What's the title of that episode? Simpsons should make an episode apologizing for that one too.
Yeah.
And Lucia could have a signed picture of Selma next to her bed.
What?
Remember, like when they were apologizing for a poo, and she had a picture of him next to her.
Some things will be dealt with at a later date.
In the future of reboot, Fry is tucking Bender into bed, and he goes, "Some things will be dealt with at a later date." And they look at the screen. There's a picture of Bender from Ben-Hur in the framed picture next to his bed.
Hey, meatbag, something that was applauded years ago is now politically incorrect.
Well,
Oh.
Bender. Well, Bender.
Well,
Yeah.
Bender,
I'm Bender.
I'm really glad Futurama has been on for so long. They can't do the future characters come to the past characters come to the future, or social standards or different episode. They're way too deep in now. They can't have an episode with Fry's like saying cancelable things. It's too late. They can't do it.
They might. Well,
Bender.
because there is like the way the last finale was.
Oh,
There's like
no.
some weird time travel thing. And there is a calendar. If you
That's
watch
right.
the Johnny Two Cellos
I did
analysis
watch that.
video,
Yeah, he had a theory that like the finale will take place, like the new season will take place like a few years after the previous one. Like Fry, the professor, and Leela like in a time loop for a bit until they came back, and there'll be like a bit of a time skip.
I wonder. It's always interesting. I like how whenever the show came back, they always like continued, like where it ended. Usually,
Uh-huh.
I'm interested to see, like what they do with that.
Yeah, I hope they don't just ignore it. I do hope they play on it, because like they've been very consistent about like wherever the show last was, we continue right from there kind of stuff.
Right,
And I think that's always an interesting element of the show coming back. I hope
Yeah.
I hope it's not like, okay, just first episode, we're back, that's it. I hope they do something interesting.
Yeah.
I hope they follow up on things that they established. Like I hope they actually explain how Calculon isn't dead anymore and he's not just back randomly. Like I would like that, even if it's like a throwaway line or something. Like just acknowledge it would be
Mhm.
nice.
It always seemed like a show that cared a little bit more about those things than like The Simpsons. Just a little bit, but still like an amount that mattered.
One opinionated man.
You know what I want to see?
Don't say
Yeah.
that.
I think it will be really funny if they just have like a character in the background, like walking around naked and grabbing some milk, and they just don't acknowledge it.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. I feel like that's a bit Futurama would do.
Just a naked character?
naked milk
Yeah, in the
character.
background, passing by.
A naked milk character.
Exactly. I don't
Okay.
know. I just feel like Futurama would occasionally just have some surreal humor happening.
Get Rosa in the writer's room. Apparently, she's got some naked milk ideas.
Oh, you're gonna want this. David X, I hope you're watching.
Naked milk fans rise up.
You think?
You know,
Hold on.
Fry and Leela are like together still.
Yeah, I hope they don't fall back on that. Like having like the first episode of them be back. Like, okay, we need to break up again. Like I hope.
Yeah.
I really hope that doesn't happen. That was always really lame. In like the
It looks
Comedy
like
Central. Yeah.
It looks like they're not doing that.
They'll probably make a joke from it. It's like, all right, we're gonna have to split, and they just split something like, I don't know, like a banana.
Yeah, because it was always a part of the Comedy Central run. It would change episode to episode. Like it wasn't like consistent, and you would have to like figure out like what their relationship status was in any given episode, and it was really weird.
Yeah.
I remember he had a bit where like Fry was like was ruminating too much, and he couldn't have sex with Leela. It's like, come on, Fry.
That one's
And
funny.
Fry
Though.
like, no, Leela, I'm thinking too much to have sex, or something like that. Something was going on that made him like was not in the mood.
I see that one's funny though.
Exactly.
They do that. It's fun. It's fine. I just don't want to be like, okay, we're dating in this episode, but not the next one. You have to figure that out from watching the episode what our relationship status is this time.
Yeah.
One more question with the Futurama reboot. A scary question. Do you think this reboot do you think the writing of this reboot started before or after Elon Musk was considered cool? Like by like smart normies on Twitter?
I mean, I think we have a time frame of when it started writing.
Hmm.
Like I think was it like 2 years ago?
Before or after he got the divorce?
I'm gonna say it's after he started making a fool of himself, because I feel like that's kind of been going on for a little while. It keeps reaching new heights or new lows, I should say. But I think it's been pretty low for a while.
Yeah, cause I was terrified like of the inevitable like Elon Musk cameo in Futurama, where he's a head in the jar and he does like awful voice acting, and the characters praise him for being a super genius.
Honestly, it feels like the show was gone for just the right amount of time for us to avoid a whole episode like that.
Right.
Remember that 1 year of television in like 2016, 2017, where he was just...
Right.
I feel like he was in so many different shows, and it was just all about how like cool he was. He's gonna bring us to Mars!
He was in Rick and Morty, South Park, and The Simpsons all like in 1 year.
Yeah.
I know he was in like what you call Big Bang Theory, and I remember seeing people saying this is how character assassination works. Whereas Sheldon Cooper calling Elon Musk a genius.
I think the South Park one is the worst of it, honestly. Like even worse than The Simpsons, because like Matt and Trey are actually friends with that guy, which I think somehow makes it worse to me. That he, like they willingly put him in the show. Like the Simpsons guys, I feel like were forced to. I think they did it willingly, which makes it worse to me. Like I get the sense the Simpsons guys who like go to the bars like on weekends, smoke a cigarette, like I fucking hate that Elon Musk episode. Like I think they regret it. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of the Rick and Morty guys like hate that like thing too. Like I think they probably hate it too.
I feel like the reason why manager likes him so much is because he trade tips on like exploiting workers.
Going for that. I can't confirm that. I just know I read like on a wiki somewhere that like they're friends and they play D&D together, which I think retroactively made that episode worse. Like him being in it.
Bringing that up though,
play D&D with Elon Musk.
Badly.
Like I feel like he'll take control of the situation too much and like not get along.
Just rolls a bad roll and he like complains about it. Like fine, you can roll again. I go ahead and see.
Oh, I'm just on this subject. I do think it would be funny to like. This feels like a funny avenue to like make fun of like Tesla and Elon Musk and SpaceX and stuff.
Right,
like,
I think the timeline is now officially lined up for him to be parodied by Mom instead of appearing on the show.
Yeah, I think honestly, if they do that'd be an example of like the topical jokes that they do that are like pretty good.
Yeah,
because they have those. I think that'd be funny. That could be funny.
I feel like instead of Mom being like the Tesla Musk Santa, I feel like she would be the one exploiting an Elon Musk adjacent person, because I feel like she actually knows how to exploit people to her benefits, while Elon is probably just like going to fumble a bag of milk or something.
There's a lot of
bag of milk.
There's a lot of stupid, selfish like side characters on Futurama that could take the role of a stupid, selfish
side character in real life.
They could just make a new character straight up, like make fun of it. I think we're very lucky. I think we barely missed like an episode praising him. I think if there's an Elon Musk episode in Futurama now, I think it'll probably be making fun of him.
Yeah,
I think we're very thankful and lucky for that. It might hit an Animaniacs 2020. I don't think it'll be. Animaniacs 2020 was relentless with like stuff from 3 years ago. I think Futurama will be a lot smarter about it. Like there's gonna be still like interesting future concept episodes. Like not every episode's gonna be like a relevant topic thing. Like I felt Animaniacs kind of was. I think it'll be like 2 or 3 a season, and then otherwise it'll be like concept episodes. I don't think they'll all be pop culture.
Yeah. So yeah,
let's do one more patron question. We're in,
okay.
Gotta get on another topic there. Real quick.
Milk bag fumble character.
What? Yeah, that's what you said.
Making milk bag fumble character. Christ. We gotta ask if we've seen Nimona yet. I don't think any of us have. I know our group is planning on watching it soon. Like probably within the week, so I'll be watching.
You said Arlo. I know Arlo watched it.
We'll be watching within the week, so next time we'll definitely talk about it. But from Benchy Neat, how do y'all feel about spoilers? I feel like everyone has their own tolerance level. Do you avoid them at all costs, or are you relatively chill about them? Do Do you even seek them out sometimes before watching something?
Interesting question.
I mean, this is the boring answer. If I care about something, I'd rather not, and I won't like get really mad if you spoil me, but I'll be like, hey, can you not like kind of about it? Like,
Right.
I think it's common courtesy. If there's a thing a lot of people are excited for coming out, just don't. You know, this is
Mhm.
it's not the end of the world, but it's like common courtesy. Just like those first experiences that you care about are fun and special. But if I don't care about something a ton, I'll look at spoilers. Like Multiverses was out, I read all the data mines. I didn't give a shit.
Yeah, those exciting character reveals
Yeah,
in multiverses.
with posts on Twitter.
Yeah. For me, it does also varies. Like, it depends on if I care about it enough, or
Mhm.
like I wouldn't want to be spoiled. Sometimes there will be something like I will just know the whole entire plot line for it, but then I still like, oh, I feel like this is still something I would rather experience myself
Right.
firsthand. And so, like Danganronpa, like I watched all of Nezumi VA's like retrospect on it, and I still was interested in like playing the series. So like I went into it, got nice of the collection on Switch. So
I remember when the movie Nope was out, there's something really cool in it, like the main monster. And I wanted to like retweet some art of them, but like I think the experience of like seeing that for the first time is like such a big part of that movie. Like I didn't want to risk ruining it for anyone. So like that's an example for me. Like I sometimes think the surprise of seeing something for the first time is like really part of like that first watch experience. So I try to like be cautious about it.
Yeah, I feel like I'm on a similar wavelength. I mean, maybe more recently, I kind of try to not let it bother me too much if I just incidentally
Right.
get like a detail of something spoiled, because like surprises are great, but there's also the element of just seeing the execution of it.
Mm-mm.
Like sometimes I think there are cases where if you know more about something going into it, it can actually make some things like more, I don't know, more interesting. Like if something has a big twist and you're kind of clued in on to what it is, you can kind of like, I don't know, like watching something with the awareness of it can kind of be an interesting experience.
Mm-mm.
But I mean, usually I don't actively seek them out.
I think for me, one is like I don't really care if like Nintendo Direct and it gets spilled and stuff like that. I don't care about. That's not like anything that important. Like the surprise of like seeing a game for the first time would be cool, but I'd rather just not get spoiled on like the game itself than like it existing.
Yeah. So I guess that's what I have to say on that.
I
I'm
love
not really.
spoilers. Let me list all the enemies of Pikmin 4 right now. It's on a spreadsheet.
Oh.
Yoshi's in this one. Yoshi's an enemy. Why is Yoshi always my go-to? I say he's in Pokemon all the time.
Oh, I know some people are very like. Some people like immediately just go right for the spoilers, like they want to know everything.
Right, like
Like
I said, there's so many people on the Pikmin like subreddit right now, just looking through all the data mines. And like, I'm not gonna judge them, but like, I want to see some of those little freaks for the first time by myself.
Yeah. I've never really been like that, and I don't like. I think the classic like villain thing to do is like YouTube thumbnail spoilers.
That's a dick move.
It really is. Like, I do get like. It feels like companies are kind of trying to use spoiler culture as a marketing point.
Right.
And I do get like the resistance to that. Because it is kind of like trying to co-opt something that is just meant to just be kind of a natural experience of, I guess, consuming media. But that is one thing I like. If you put spoilers in the thumbnail, like I feel like people have every right to just be upset with you.
No,
Like that's not even
yeah.
like a like could you please if you don't mind, it's like, no, that's like, come on, man. They know, like, there are people who intentionally put like the most spoilery thing they can in the thumbnail of a new game because they know that will get the most attention.
The big one I remember is when Mario Odyssey was coming out. There was at least like 3 of those gaming channels that had like Mario capturing Bowser in the thumbnail, like point blank center, like unmissable.
Right.
Like there was like every one of those like Professor Gaming, Beard Bear, whatever, like had that in the thumbnail center, impossible to miss. And I don't know, like again, it's not the end of the world. It just kind of like, come on, just don't be a dick.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing. Actually, if there's one game I don't care about getting spoiled about, even though I'm gonna play it. Whenever new Pokemon's out, I just look at all the ones that get leaked. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I look at those full lists. Like crack my knuckles, twist my fingers, twiddle them, and I open like the spreadsheet with every single new Pokemon on it.
I actually purposefully don't look at any Pokemon.
Like,
I kind of like. There's some Pokemon from like earlier gens that I've just never seen. Still, I'll still see like a new Pokemon. I'm like, what is that? Oh, that's from like Gen 4. It's like, oh, really?
You're just gonna see like Typhlosion someday. Like, what?
Yeah. I mean, I've played like Pokemon Violet, and sometimes I'll like encounter something that's not even a new Pokemon, and I'm like, whoa, I gotta have that. Like, what is that?
There's a lot of those motherfuckers, though. I can't blame you.
There's so many at this point. If you're not like actively keeping up with them, like it's kind of hard to know all of them by heart.
What's Rose's thoughts on spoilers? She said she's not the same
Yeah,
as me.
it's like it varies. It depends on the piece of me I'm interested in. If it's like one I know I'm not gonna get into, I don't mind spoilers at all. But if it's something like if it's something I already spoiled myself, but like again, Danganronpa, like I already know what goes on in it, but like I'm still like willing to experience the game firsthand because there's still like other nitty gritty details to experience.
The single funniest example ever, I think, of people wanting to make sure they don't get spoiled in something is, do you remember when the second Deltarune chapter dropped? And there was not a single day on Twitter ever, besides maybe today because it's broken. My timeline was more quiet. I played through that. I took a break like 3 hours in or so to check Twitter. Literally no one had tweeted like in the past like 4 hours. Everyone was offline playing Deltarune, and that was crazy.
You like see everyone's Steam is like playing Deltarune, playing Deltarune, playing Deltarune. Like literally, I don't think anyone will like let anything stop them from playing Deltarune.
Yeah, right, and they're like short chapters, so like you have plenty of time to like just kind of explore on your own for a bit. Like they're not like it's not like a full game. Like it's like a chapter of a game. And I hope he like splices those like next few chapters apart, even if they're all done. I can't imagine what people are gonna do if like chapters 3 through 5 at the same time all drop. Like it's gonna be 3 straight days of nobody on your timeline tweeting.
And that's what happened when I remember when Everybody 1-2 Switch went live on the eShop too. It was kind of a similar experience. I didn't see anyone talking about that game, which is like crazy, you know.
That's weird. What? There must be some huge spoilers within 1-2 Switch. I wonder if Mario's in it. Like that'd be crossover.
I mean, I don't know. I'm glad everyone's preserving the secret there, because I want to experience that for myself.
Yeah, that's a real special game.
From the mouth of the horse himself.
I'll say one thing. I think the last game I kind of like played without looking online, and I can't even say I rushed through it because I think I was just so into it I just didn't do anything but that. Was when Kirby and the Forgotten Land came out. I was just gone. Like I played that. I stopped all my other responsibilities. Barely looked at Twitter. That was a time where I had a lot more free time, and I just played Kirby like almost exclusively for like 2 days straight.
Yeah.
So good.
Kirby has really good like secrets that they like to hide in.
And here's the thing. Kirby always does demos, so they're always getting data mined ahead of time. Like I remember like before Deluxe came out, like that got data mined. Happened again with Forgotten Land. I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be surprised. It happened to Starlight. I remember that.
Yeah.
I think we knew like the guest characters before the game even came out. Like they got data mined and we had like names.
Yeah. That just happened to Sonic Frontiers.
Whoa, that you're gonna be in it?
Stay tuned for Update 3 for more information on returning characters.
Imagining him with like the Sonic Frontiers voice delivery, like I always want to be there for my team, and can't always be there, Sonic.
I'm not going to let you take over this world.
My Zabok agrees. Check me out in season 3, where you can perform my Zabok punch and roll.
The Zavok Tail Slam.
Whoa, the Savok Tail Slam! They finally added it. They listened. Kishimoto listened.
The soul is back. The soul is back. Any final thoughts before we wrap up the show today? Anything?
No, not at all. Actually, this is a very nice, concise, roughly 2-hour episode.
Yeah, for once.
We don't need to drag it out with any like elaborate, meaningless jokes. We don't have any extra topics to really touch on.
We can do more Fry voices for another hour.
No.
9,
Right.
11.
I see. I think Rose is trying to literally shut me up.
Give me that soundboard. Give me that.
I see, Wiener.
Okay, everybody. Thank you for watching episode 60 of Ready to Start the Podcast.
9 more to the big 6-9.
Yeah, it's gonna be a huge event. You're not gonna want to miss that one.
Kevin, you have anything you want to say before we hop off? Oh, I love to be on. Hope we get to be on again someday.
I want to say,
Yeah?
you should all check out the newest episode, the first episode, the grand opening of Cafe Lily.
Let's go raid the Cafe Lily opening right now. Everyone go click on it right now.
Yeah, it's part of the after show, Go order some stuff. I'll be working there. Kelsey,
Who are we gonna raid? Who's online right now? Cafe Lily's online right now. Let's do a raid.
Alright, well, I'm gonna click
Right,
end. I'm gonna click end stream in 5 seconds and you go raid it. Okay. Bye everyone.
Thanks for watching. Come back next week.
Bye. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go fucking raid. Shadow Legends.